Welcome to our video series for the City in the Sky. It's the 7th dungeon in Twilight Princess. It feels weird saying that. A lot of Zelda dungeons this day and age don't have 7 dungeons.
And we also have another one after this. And if you count the Hyrule Castle, which I actually do for this game because I think there's more to it, we really end up having 9 dungeons. But I tell you what, man, the first time I played this game, I absolutely hated this dungeon. Like with the passion, I think I just got stuck in it, and that's what frustrated me so much. But I don't know, the second time through, I just absolutely love playing it. It's by far my favorite dungeon in this game.
So I apologize if Hit gets excited.
Yeah. I won't get going probably a couple times, maybe. You never know.
I agree with you. I've only played through this once, and I absolutely hated it at the time. And I do think it has a lot to do with getting discombobulated lost.
Yeah. You went from a very tough word to a very short word.
Yeah,
you sound like me over there.
And with how much up and down we do in this dungeon, we've talked before, we like dungeons that give you a sense of verticality. Multiple levels. And this dungeon takes it to an extreme.
It does,
almost.
Especially with the Double Clawshot that would be had later on. But just, I don't know, there's a lot of things, for some reason, that I just didn't like. Like, I hated the theme the first time. But this time, I loved it. Just absolutely loved it. I think the Uku part was kind of annoying the first time, but I kind of looked past that. But it has that, ominous feel in the theme, like the Force Temple and Ocarina of Time.
Which we know you're obviously a huge...
I like it a little bit, you know. It's one of my favorite ever.
Yeah. So, and one thing I love that you've already seen us do once or twice here in this opening room is flying with these Ukus, I guess they are. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, well, you go ahead and I'll go.
Well, because in almost
Good start.
we both have so much we want to talk about. But in almost every Zelda game, there's the Cuckoos that can let you kind of soar through the air for a little while. But they've never been in the dungeons. It's never been used to really solve
We never used them for anything really.
Hardly, maybe an art piece or here.
They're flat as things. You're right.
But that's about it. Here they take the Ukus and they apply that same concept. It almost looks like the exact same flying motion.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of Medley too. Actually, I kind of use her a little bit different, but kind of the same thing.
I agree, and I just liked that.
Man, those wings though,
they're so tiny.
I don't know how those things can fly and hold you at the same time.
I don't know either, but it's so funny whenever you hook shot them. First of all, to bring the Uku.
Yeah.
And the whole time they're coming towards you, I'm flapping my wings here like you guys can see it, but they're flapping their little wings the whole time. You're getting pulling them toward you. I'm sure they don't appreciate that hook shot.
Because that hook shot, I mean, it's got probably a pretty good pincher on it.
I'm sure it does.
I mean, it's not like the claw that you have at your local arcade.
No, definitely not. But I just love the effect with the Ukus and the way they were implemented into this dungeon.
And I don't know, you might mention this earlier on, but we also like the dungeons that are outside a lot.
Yes.
And this dungeon has so much of it.
Perfect timing.
That was a mistake. Actually, I did not mean to do that. But there's we always love the outdoor aspect, and this one just had so much of it. And then as you can see right here, there's also a big wind element, which kind of takes you back to the Wind Temple, which I always like. So kind of just, I don't know, just brought a lot of things together that apparently I hated the first time, and then I loved this time.
I do think going back and starting 2 guys and replaying all these games, though, we do have a little more appreciation for the mechanics that kind of go into some of this. So all these things that you're seeing, like the indoor-outdoor we love, the wind element that is almost non-existent in any other game except for the Wind Temple.
And we had not played that at the time that we first played this game.
Exactly. So I think it's
a little out of order, but oh well.
Yeah. I feel like just through redoing all this, we have a greater appreciation for what this dungeon really does.
Well, the first time I actually did play more this way. I actually played this before Skyward Sword, and I think playing Skyward Sword and then coming back to this, there's that whole thing of could this be the ruins of Skyloft?
Oh,
and I think it could be in a way. I'm not saying 100%, but I think there is a possibility that this somehow is related to Skyloft. And the first time I played through this game, I didn't have that idea in my head.
So it's kind of cool
Skyward, having that extra idea.
It really is. And when you think about it, there were all the birds that you flew in Skyward. Maybe they evolved into the Ukus.
Well, they're a lot meaner than they used to be then.
Yes.
They used to save us and let us ride them. Not anymore.
No, not at all. But it's a good theory that I love, and it's and the Uku's we want to get back to our home in the sky and all this stuff. It's how many cities are up in the sky if this isn't the ruins of Skyloft?
And they definitely did not build this place. Well, they don't have hands, so,
we don't know who built it.
They just inhabit it, which makes me think, do I really want to trust these guys? They didn't build it. They're still in it or living in it, basically.
We kind of
not that anybody's flooded up here. Well, that's true, too. The whole time they've been leading us to their place, though, because they need help with something. What does Link get? he's always helping other people, and he gets absolutely nothing.
That's the downside of
this game is stupid. The Legend of Zelda is stupid.
Poor Link just gets dumped on over and over. And he never gets no. Well, you know. Anyways, doesn't matter how many princesses he saves. One thing like I really loved about the bridges here with the wind that can blow you off. I like that they use the iron boots to keep you from blowing you off of the bridge, and it's just great because any other time you think of the iron boots, it's pretty much been in association with water temples.
Yeah, which we love.
Yeah, we're fans, let me tell you.
Watch this guy try to get me right there at the end. Cutscene.
I know. That was perfect timing. At first, I thought it was a glitch in the cutscene or something, and it was this guy coming through. But well,
that's the boss that will actually be firing at the end, Argo Rock.
Yep. It's cool to get a nice little preview of it.
And I love that cinematic of just like, you know, I don't know, there's so much openness, and you see like a whip in the air, and you get that bridge knocked out. And I think one of the main things I love about this dungeon is the element of danger. Like, you can fall to your death at any time. Now, it kind of sucks that I think it only takes like maybe half a heart or a heart. Like, you know, there's some of me that kind of wishes it would have killed you, but at the same time, that would make me really upset. But if you would have had that element of danger multiplied by you could die at any second, that would have been awesome, I thought.
All I know is if it would have instantly killed you, I can't tell you how many controllers I probably would have
thrown. I'd probably been the same way too, but just, like, I mean, I love that element of danger.
Me too.
And I guess even though it only takes one heart, it still kind of scares you or makes you timid in a way.
It is. Plus, it's just a great visual, and we hit on this all the way back in, like, Stone Tower Temple, where once you flip that dungeon upside down and you get the sky below you. We talked about how much we really enjoyed just that concept.
And there's actually some rooms that had this written down as a note for later on in our video series. But there's actually a lot of these rooms kind of remind me of Stone Tower Temple.
Exactly.
In the way you can kind of see the sky below you.
Especially when you're all the way down like the lower level of this place. And we'll get on that here in a few video parts. But it is just a great effect. And it's something that we loved in a previous dungeon. And we're glad they reused it here.
Yes.
And actually, I think even improved upon it because it's so much more, it seems like.
That's the other thing. It's like this place is so epic. I mean, it really is huge. Like, I think there's like maybe like 7 or 8 floors total, and the verticality of this place is just unbelievable. And like I said, with the double claw shot later on, it really multiplies to it. So I can't really elaborate on that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I love the idea of the double claw shot though, and obviously you know we'll get upon that a little bit more once we get it.
If you could have sex with it, I would have sex with it. I love the double claw.
That would be painful, but
I love the double claw shot. That's by far. I think it might be my favorite weapon. Yeah, it is. There's no.
It's pretty awesome.
I like the spinner, which it was actually nice that we could bring back the spinner right there.
Agreed. It just sucks that the spinner's only using those 2 little areas in this dungeon.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish there were more puzzles involved, like the rails that you ride on and stuff.
You know, that would be cool. Like, if the bridge was broken, that's the only way you get across. I'd be down with that.
But as it is, it's still nice to get to.
Or if you could ride on a rail around the outside of these, like one of these buildings, and you're just like up in the sky with the wind.
That would be awesome.
Why are we not developing the next Zelda game?
Hey,
Nintendo, call us.
Yeah, my
guys playing Zelda.
We've got ideas.
Now, we can't develop anything, but
we have good ideas. I feel like. And I will say that sequence there where you saw us shooting the bow at a bunch of the flying guys. All I can say is, if you don't have the biggest quiver available here, you might just hurt for arrows.
They're just really hard to hit, but they're worth it to try to get them out of the way because they're just going to run into you and knock you off. And
exactly.
That one got me good too, though. Maybe I should worry about killing that guy instead. But throughout this video series, I do try to kill those things a lot with my arrows, and I do end up missing a lot. But it's so much easier to try to get them out of the way.
Well, and I think the game kind of anticipates that because there are a lot of arrows spread throughout this dungeon.
There are.
As you see, I mean, we shot a bunch of them outside, and we're already back at our maximum of 60. But I do recommend having the biggest quiver you can before coming into this dungeon because if you see, you know, we struggle with a lot of concepts, but you know, we're not the best shot with the bow.
Dude, we're dead on aim.
Yeah,
you'll see that later on in this video.
Yeah, but as Hick said, I mean, there's so many places where you're suspended by just the hook shot that if you don't kill those guys and they hit you,
they'll knock you off,
and you might have to restart whatever puzzle you're doing all the way back at the beginning, which no one wants to do. That's the biggest pain in the neck.
Yeah, exactly. We hate redoing things in Zelda, especially puzzles. That took us a long time to figure out.
Exactly. Now, I really like in this room, I know we kind of mentioned the wind aspect outside, but this almost reminded me of all the way back at like the Shadow Temple in Ocarina of Time, where there were the tunnels with the wind and stuff. Yeah, I mean, obviously this dungeon's a lot brighter and
definitely
not as morbid, but I just it was a nice little flashback I got watching this. of going through some of those tunnels and things in the Shadow Temple. And I'm glad they brought those concepts back.
One thing that I noticed is like the machine, like not necessarily machines, but the machines are a lot more advanced up here.
Yeah.
And that's because I think they use the power of the wind to operate these machines. So like also like with the doors and the walls and stuff, they kind of look a little more futuristic. I think, in my opinion. Then you got the wind powering machines. So it seems a lot more advanced up here in this area. Why people are not living up here is beyond me. But yeah, just like and that's all because of the wind. So
that's my take on it too. Because I mean, we see later on some of these giant turbines.
Yeah.
That are like I feel like are powering so much. Of what's going on in this.
Now, how those small propellers keep all this place up is definitely beyond me. I have no clue how that all works.
Because if we crash to our death, then we wouldn't have more parts to talk to you about here in a few minutes.
That's true.
Because we are done with part number 1.